objective, okay? So I should see everyone's lips moving. That means you're reading the objective, okay? So objective, students will know how geography and climate influence the way different Asian American Indian nations lived in North America. So just to recap a little bit and to touch back on your background knowledge, climate influenced the way our Asian American Indian nations lived in North America, okay? We've already talked about a little bit, went over this a little bit, but today we're going to go more in depth, okay? Are we good? Are we good so far? Do you have any questions? We're good? Okay. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate your patience. So here we go. We have someone trying to come into our classroom. Okay. Can you mute yourselves, please? Thank you. Okay, so really quick, let's go over our the power of geography rap. Okay, are you guys ready? You don't have to unmute yourself to sing the rap, okay? But if you want to unmute yourself and sing along, you can, okay? So here we go. The power of geography. I'm not the best singer, so you're not going to hear Beyonce singing. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. The preview that, so we're previewing the chapter vocabulary with this rap as well. So you're going to remember some of the vocabulary we've already discussed. Okay, American Indian folks were spread all over the land and stayed in one place for most of the year, finding food, fishing, and hunting for deer. Sometimes they would migrate or move around in a year. The land and bodies of water that you find in a place in the geography and can create challenges to face, but also can provide the means to flourish and grow, like when Indian farmed and grew the seeds they would sow. Some groups had fertile land and would plant and grow food, which agriculture, in each year their stock was renewed. In the summer months, when the temperature started to climb, the climate is the weather in a place over time. I know, my daughter would not be proud of me, right? My daughter's like this amazing singer in her choir. She would just be like, no, that's not my mom, right? Okay, so as it said here, their life was basically dependent upon the climate of the land. Okay, so really quick, just recapping a little bit of what we've previously discussed, and right now, what must the land have for people to live there? Okay, remember we talked that the land had to be fertile. Fertile land means that you can grow what in your land? What can you grow in your land if your land is fertile? Anyone want to take a little guess?
I do.
Yes, yeah, go for it. Go for it, Lorenzo.
How do you, like seeds and stuff, you know, like to grow vegetables and.
Yes, that is correct. So basically, when your land is fertile, that basically means that your land is able to grow crops for you. And why is it important for the land you live in to be land that you can grow food in? Why? Because humans need what to stay alive? What do humans need? Go for it, sweetie. So what do yes, go for it. What do humans need to stay alive?
Water, food.
Water and food, right? And our food comes from our crops, right? And then from
need to breathe good air.
Yes, you need to breathe. You need to have good air, right? So you need to be able to breathe, eat and drink, right? And you're totally right. You're totally correct. So then basically, and it's all connected. Remember how we said that it's everything is interconnected? Okay, we talked about that in science. Okay, so we went ahead and we discussed that, and give me thumbs up if you remember this discussion. Okay, remember how we said that everything is interconnected, and we said that if our land is fertile and is growing crops, and then those crops are feeding us, for example, corn. We use corn to make tortillas. We use corn to make bread, right? So that feeds us. However, there's animals that also eat those plants. So we're able to also keep livestock, right? So if our land was not to be fertile, our land couldn't grow any food, we couldn't eat, we couldn't feed our animals. So we wouldn't have meat, nor would we have any other source of food. So now, can you see just how vital this our land being fertile is? I want to see a show of thumbs up. Thank you for those that are giving me thumbs up. I appreciate your feedback. Okay. So basically, it's very important for the land that people live in, for that land to be fertile. What other thing? What must land have for people to live there? Aside from the soil that needs to be fertile, what else do humans need to have to stay alive? Eating, and what was the other one? Pedro just said it. What was the other one?
Air and water.
Water. So whatever environment we're in, not exactly now because we have all these technologies that carry water to where we live, but back a long time ago, in these Asian American Indian civilizations, we didn't have that technology to transfer water. So people had to live around bodies of water, right? So if you were an Asian American Indian and you lived in one of those civilizations, you would know that you would need to live in fertile land next to water. Okay, do we have any questions so far, ladies and gentlemen? We're okay? Thank you for your feedback. Okay, and then let's go over and let's review a little bit. Okay, so what happened when, okay, I'm sorry, there's a student that's trying to come in and they can't, and they're asking for help. Okay, so okay, so we went ahead and we're reviewing a little bit of our timeline, okay? And again, this is just activating your prior knowledge. We've gone over this, okay? So in pre-Columbian age, in North America, we had a lot of Asian American Indian civilizations that did a lot of traveling. Their main goal was for these lands to be fertile, have a body of water that was close by in order for them to survive. Okay, we went ahead and we did a few descriptions. Now, each of your guys' groups is actually going to go ahead and you are going to take part in a little assignment, okay? So, each of your groups is going to be assigned a region, okay? Give me a quick minute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so each and every single one of your groups is going to be assigned one of these regions. In these regions, we went ahead and we predetermined. Okay, let me go ahead and get you the right worksheet. I do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, so I think we're on the right one now. Okay, so with in mind, that whatever land you need Asian American Indian civilizations looked out to live in. They actually went ahead and they always wanted to make sure their land was fertile. They wanted to make sure that they had a body of water. So now you are going to take part in a jumpstart activity. Are you ready for your jumpstart activity? Yes? Okay. So your piece of paper and your pencil. And you're going to get up from your seat. So get your piece of paper, get your pencil, and get up from your seat. So get up, get up, get up. Now, look out. So don't leave yet. Don't leave yet, okay? Look out the window. If it's safe and your grown-up says that it's okay, walk outside, okay? Make a list of natural resources you see and the way people use each resource. So go outside. You are going to think like one of these folks, and you are going to write down in your environment what kind of lifestyle will you have if this was your environment. So if you go outside and all you see is grass and a few trees, think to yourself, how can I use each resource, right? So go outside and look at your natural resources. Again, we discussed natural resources, but let's just go over it again. That is your grass. Is there water? Is there trees? How about the air? What does it look like? Write it down. And then you're going to come back with your group. And you are going to go ahead and you are going to talk about how each of your natural resources can be used in order to live. Okay? Also, beware about the weather, okay? So, I know some of you are like, do I really need to go outside? You don't have to go outside. Look out the window. Do not go outside if your grown-up does not allow it, okay? So look out the window. You have 2 minutes. Go. Okay, go, go, go. Jose, Miguel, Lorenzo, Elijah, Christopher. Come on, let's go. You're not going to get points for your group work. It's easy points. You don't have to do anything. But it's up to you. Come on. Just make a list of your natural resources you see by your window. Okay? Look out your window. You can see what natural resources are out there. Okay? And you know, in the chat it says, do I need to take my Chromebook? You don't need to carry your Chromebook because you're going to be carrying your paper and your pen.
Already done, Ms. Gonzalez.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's wait for everybody else, okay? Thank you. Okay, I see everybody coming back. Good job. Good job. So what type of natural resources did you see? Make sure they're written down. You wrote things down. And I have a student asking, what is a natural resource? It's okay if you forgot, okay? And again, please always make sure that if you forget something, you can totally go ahead and always ask, okay? So natural resources, like the scientific like explanation is like these are minerals and materials such as minerals, forests, water, fertile land, okay? So basically it's more sort of like what did you see outside when it came to your actual surroundings? So for example, the air, what was the air like? What was the land like? Okay, did it look dry? Did it look fertile? Did it have grass? How about trees? Okay, so all those natural resources. Oh, some of you, I'm getting a chat that you guys want to see a picture. Okay, that is fine. I will show you a picture of natural resources. Again, I am going to remind you, let's say you're at home and you come upon something like, oh, what is a natural resource? Remember, you can always look it up online, okay? So as you can see here, a natural resource is water. It's non-renewable materials like coal, but we're not gonna go that direction, so don't worry about that because it's a whole different lesson. So your natural resources are more like your water, your land, your air, animal resources, forest resources, and so forth. Okay, so it's basically like your energy, your air, your plants, and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's go back, and let's complete our thinking map. Okay.
Can I go first?
Yes, of course. So what natural resource did you see out your window, Pedro?
I saw roses. I could sell those.
Okay,
And I could get money.
so roses, that is you saw plants. Okay, that means your land is fertile. Thank you. Okay, who else wants to share with me? What else did you see? Yes, Ms. Martinez.
I saw the sun.
I say that again, sweetie.
I saw the sun.
Okay, so you saw that it was sunny. Okay, so you have that sunlight. Okay, and give me just a quick minute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Miss Allison, what else did you see, mija?
I saw trees and rocks and fresh air, and there's fresh air.
Okay, oh, awesome. You have a whole list, right? So you saw trees. You saw what else? The sun. Oh, well, we said the sun, Miss Martinez. So what else did you say, Miss Allison?
Rocks.
Rocks. Okay.
And fresh air.
Okay, and there was fresh air, right? Okay, so who else would like to share with me? What is one natural resource you saw? Go ahead, Miss Tirado. Yes?
I saw a lot of wood.
Wood. Okay.
And trees.
And tree.
Grass.
Grass. Okay, who else wants to tell me? What did you see outside that can be considered a natural resource? Remember, natural resources are very... Say that again, please. Okay, so let's make sure we mute ourselves, okay? We only mute ourselves to answer a question, please and thank you. Miss Lily, do you want to go ahead and tell me one natural resource you saw when you looked out the window? Okay, how about you, Miss Lilia?
I saw trees.
Trees? Okay, awesome. Anybody else?
Oh, teacher, I forgot to mention one.
Go for it.
I also forgot to mention that water as well.
Okay, water. Alrighty. So, some natural resources that you saw, okay? You saw roses, okay, which means your land is fertile because your land is able to grow plants, right? The sun, okay, trees, rocks, fresh air, grass, wood, and water, right? Think if there was no buildings, if there was nothing at all around you, and all you had in order for you to basically take care of your needs, live your life, was nothing but the sun, the trees, plants, rocks, air, grass, wood, and water around you. Okay, that's all you had. You didn't have a store. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you did not have no technology. Okay, sweetheart, make sure you mute yourself, and remember, we raise our hand for permission to speak. Okay, please and thank you. Remember that. If you only had those resources to live off of, tell me, would your lifestyle be different? Would you live the same type of life, the same life you're living right now? Give me thumbs up if you can live like this, or okay. Okay, so let me know. Will you be able to live the life you're living right now? Raise your hand if you say, yeah, we can. Okay, now, I'm glad I didn't see any hands up, right? Because no, you couldn't. You would not be able to. Okay, so give me your hand. Raise your hand if you agree with me that. So raise your hand if you agree with me that your life, as you know it, would be very different if that's all you can live off of. You're totally right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your feedback. Now, think about this. Knowing what resources we have. So here in Delano, our natural resources. We have plants. Means our land is fertile. We can grow crops, okay? So that growing crops wouldn't be a problem for us, right? So that means we can live here because we can basically grow food, feed ourselves, and feed our animals. Okay, it's sunny, so hey, we won't be that cold. It'll be warm. We have trees, we have rocks, fresh air, grass, wood, water, plants, right? Do you think if we were an ancient Indian civilization, we would be able to live here in Delano? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you think we can settle here. Now, our homes probably wouldn't look the way they do now, but we might get some of the wood, maybe even some grass, some rock. And do you agree with me that we can build our homes? Yes, we can maybe build our homes, right? Now, let's say we didn't have plants. That means our land wasn't fertile. And if our land isn't fertile, that means we cannot feed ourselves or our animals. Would it be wise to stay here? Or would it be wise to leave? Okay, give me a 1 if you say it would be wise to stay here. Give me a 2 if it would be time for us to migrate. Okay, thank you for your feedback. And yes, you're right. It would be time for us to pack up and leave, right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just how the environment sort of dictated the way our ancient American Indian civilizations lived. If our environment didn't allow for us to live there, we will pack up and leave. Nowadays, we don't do that, huh? We sort of have to like, oh, okay, we basically can live just about anywhere because now humans have actually created a habitat basically anywhere with everything you need. But back a long time ago, we didn't have that. Okay, so now this is what we're doing next. If you move to a new place, would you need to buy a winter coat Would you do the same daily activities and chores? So just give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Often when people move, they have to change how they live to fit their new surroundings. How did American Indians learn to live in different parts of North America? Okay, so they went ahead and they, how did American Indians learn to live in different parts of North America? For that, ladies and gentlemen, we have read this. I hope you remember we read this. Okay.
We saw 3 sets.
I know, sweetie, but we'll leave in a few minutes, okay? Okay. So you are going to come back, and each group is going to have a different region. Okay, group 1, you are going to tell me, how do you think Native Americans survive living here? So you have the Eastern Woodlands. Your job with your group, you are going to tell me, what type of tools could they have used? What type of clothing could they have wore? Okay, they didn't have JCPenney. Does it look like the Eastern Woodlands? Does it look like there's a JCPenney there? Or a Gap where you can go buy your sweaters and your clothes? No. So you would have to get creative. And maybe your fashion would be a little different, right? Housing. What type of house? Look at those houses. What type of food? Could you go to the drive-thru and get a Big Mac here? You're right. You couldn't. How about food? How about medicine? Okay, so group 1, you're Eastern Woodlands. Okay, group 2, you're the Great Plains. How do you think Native Americans survive living together? I'm sorry, how do you think Native Americans survive living here? Okay, what type of tools could they have had? Clothing, housing, food, medicine. Group 2, Pacific Northwest. Okay? And then my final group, Desert Southwest. Okay? Again, in your group, you are going to complete your thinking map. So group 1, you are Eastern Woodlands. Group 2, Great Plains. Group 3, Desert Southwest. And group 4, Pacific Northwest. Okay? Once your group is done with your region and explaining how you and your tribe were able to survive here, and explain to me your lifestyle, you will then come back and you are going to be given an exit ticket. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, you are going to go work with your group. Okay?